Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to conduct a mini lesson on author's purpose and author's point of view. Let's review what we already know about author's purpose and author's point of view. Today's essential questions are: what are some of the reasons that authors choose to write, and what things must you understand about the audience in order to know what to write? What is author's purpose? So let's just take a minute to review what an author's purpose is and what author's point of view is as well. Author's purpose is the reason the author is writing the passage. Remember, there is always a purpose. And the author's point of view is the stand or view the author takes on a subject. Georgia Milestone questions may also ask for the character's point of view. There's mainly four purposes for writing: to explain, to inform, to entertain, and to persuade. When you're explaining, you're describing something to the audience. To inform, you're educating the audience about something. To entertain, to make the audience feel emotions. And to persuade, to talk to the audience into believing or doing something. So let's identify the author's purpose in this passage that deals with ingredients of homemade sugar cookies. So let's look at the ingredients. So we're looking at the ingredients right now. We're looking at sugar, flour, milk, eggs, and of course, nuts are optional. What is the author's purpose in writing? To entertain, to explain to the reader how good the cookies are, to inform the reader about the ingredients in the cookies, or to persuade the reader to eat the cookies. Option C would be the most logical one: to inform the reader about the ingredients in the cookies. With which statement would the author most likely agree? A, people who might buy these cookies should read this. People who like cookies should read this. People who don't like cookies should read this. People who are allergic to milk should read this. So when you're looking for ingredients in the cookies, more than likely you're looking for ingredients. You're reading the ingredients to make sure that you are not allergic to any of the ingredients, or the ingredients are not going to be harmful to you. So the most logical answer, D. Here are some hints that would definitely help you when you're looking for the author's purpose. Reading only the first or last few sentences of an article or story might mislead the reader about an author's purpose. Titles can be misleading. This is a good reason for always reading the entire article before deciding the author's purpose. On a multiple choice question, remember to pick the best answer. When an author is trying to persuade, he may try to make the reader think with emotions. There are many times when the writer doesn't state his opinion directly. The reader must infer what the author's purpose is. When you make an inference, you are making an educated guess. Read carefully for clues. The easiest way to find the author's purpose for the writing is to ask yourself the question: why is the author telling me these things? As you're reading, ask yourself, what am I trying to understand? What is the author trying to tell me? Why is he or she pointing these things out to me? So we're going to try to find out and identify the author's purpose in this pre-flight questionnaire. It says, complete all segments of this questionnaire and return it to the flight desk before the plane initiates boarding. So, did you pack your own luggage entirely for this flight? Yes or no? If you answer no to number one, who packed your luggage for you? Did anyone you know give you any packages to take with you? Yes or no? If you answered yes to number three, Have you observed what is in the packages? Yes or no? If you answered yes to number 4, please catalog what is in the packages. If you answered no, be prepared to have the packages inspected prior to boarding. Did a stranger attempt to give you any packages to take with you? Please explain. Now, let's take a look at identifying the author's purpose based on that pre-flight boarding questionnaire. What is the author's purpose in writing that questionnaire? To entertain the reader with stories about airplanes, to describe to the readers the instruction of a plane, to inform the reader about pre-flight instructions, to persuade the reader to not let anyone else pack their luggage. So based off of your 4 choices, we could do a process of elimination if you weren't quite sure. So which one would be the 2 logical ones that we can immediately eliminate? I would say we can start with A. Let's eliminate A, to entertain the reader about stories about airlines, and B, to describe to the reader the structure of a plane. Then we can go down to C and D. If we're not too sure, let's look at C, to inform the reader about pre-flight instructions, or to persuade the reader to not let anyone else pack their luggage. The most logical explanation would be D, because it didn't deal with identifying who was packing your luggage prior to your flight. The questions asked a great deal about who packed your luggage. Did anyone give you any type of packages to bring on with you? If you didn't pack your luggage, did you witness who did and what was put into your luggage? So D would be the most logical answer. With which statement would the author most likely not agree? People need to pack their own luggage. Not. So we want to say which one would they not agree with? People should know who packs their luggage. People need to know what is in their luggage. People should be worried if they packed their own luggage. So the one that they would most likely not agree in, the most logical choice would, people should be worried if they packed their own luggage. That is the most logical choice that the author would most likely not agree with, because all the other ones fits the pre-boarding questionnaire. So an easy way to determine who the audience is for a piece of writing is to look for clue words to determine who the author is talking to. So in this pre-flight questionnaire, who is the author talking to? As we reviewed it once before, we can look for keywords to determine who the author was referring to in this. Did you pack your own luggage entirely for this flight? Of course, when we read through this, we can know that the author is referring and talking to passengers that are boarding a flight. So this is a short response that you can do entirely on your own now that we've gone over identifying the author's purpose. This is just a short exercise, even though we are not face-to-face, but this is something that you can practice on your own. So this is a short response. People need to pack their own luggage before flying. Would the author agree with this statement? Support your answer with details from the passage. And this, if we were to go back, this is the passage. It deals with people packing their own luggage. And it's just a short questionnaire. I will leave it up for a few moments. But we did go over a great deal today on hints in clues on how you can identify on how to identify the author's purpose. And once again, let's review the 4 main reasons why authors write: to inform, to entertain, to persuade, and what is the last one? And to explain. So those are the 4 main purposes for writing. So I do hope that you found that very useful, because I know that when I pulled the report, I know that some of us were struggling with author's purpose. And please keep in mind that you can always hop on to Zoom, a live Zoom session, for anything that you are struggling in. And we will do another mini lesson coming up next week. Have a wonderful day.